Let's bring in ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett. Brad, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. So we know that there was this flurry of law enforcement activity overnight, but not a lot made public just yet. What do you make of what we know about last night's operation?
So it strikes me that these are two things. They're either tips that have come in, or in reference to the car, did it get picked up on a license plate reader? Did it get picked up on somebody's camera or CCTV? Who knows? But the point being, they must have felt in reference to the car that it had some relevance to, or potential relevance to what has happened. Now, we'll see if that really amounts to anything. The search of the residence, I think people got really excited, and rightly so. I guess I've done this too long. That's pretty routine. Again, probably a tip about something in reference to that house. May not be even directly that the suspect lived there or anything like that, but it has a link to this case. And so they carried it out and then they left. So fairly common behavior in this type of case.
And so, Brad, the DNA that authorities are now analyzing, what will they be looking for?
Well, think about the amount of DNA that's in your house, my house, etc. Workers that were there 6 months ago may have left DNA. But having said that, if they have found DNA that doesn't match any of the regulars, landscapers, family members, etc., into Nancy's house, it puts it in the category of it could be something. If you go to the gloves that they found, now granted, people drop gloves all the time, but what will be important is if a glove DNA matches the DNA they've pulled out of Nancy's house, then they may be onto something. Now, that's assuming that that DNA is in some sort of database that you can actually check it against.
Brad, in Aaron's report, we saw that specific backpack that's sold at Walmart. How could that detail really help people here?
Well, I'm sure Walmart, who cooperates with law enforcement every day, gave them a list of people that have purchased those backpacks. Now, keep in mind, Gio, that if you or I walk into a store and pay cash, we might be on their surveillance camera, but there wouldn't be any paper trail like we charge typically. So that's one aspect. What's the volume of sales of that backpack, and how far do you expand this out? So my guess is they've gone a fair distance outside, maybe Tucson, the obvious stores, if there's more than one in Tucson, to see where the leads go. This is a great example of what minutia you get into in these cases and how time-consuming it would be just to potentially run down the backpack.
And Brad, as we noted there, we're almost at the 2-week mark now. How does an investigation like this change as time passes?
Well, I mean, obviously the big concern is Nancy's well-being, but it's a two-track investigation. Obviously, finding her is number one, but number two is you have so many leads in this case. Whit, I don't know that I see anything else dynamically changing. They're going to keep at all of these leads and see if they intersect someplace. In other words, let's just say that the car that they stopped has some relevance in this case, but they don't know what relevance. They get another piece of evidence and then plugs the car into it. So it's almost like a chessboard. And can you concentrate and push the evidence together some way that then points you towards an individual and perhaps a location?
Still so many questions. Brad Garrett, thank you for being with us.